I'm going to make some food for my cat. Why do I even bother? Why don't I just get a can of cat food at the pet store? There's a couple reasons for that. I'm living here in Thailand, and the selection of canned cat food is somewhat limited, but you know, even if I did have a full selection of food at the, as I find in the West, most cat food is not healthy for cats. It contains things like rice, which cats' digestion, they can't digest, and it causes all kinds of, it can cause all kinds of issues for cats. So what I'm going to do is follow the Frankenprey approach. That follows the assumption that cats are evolved to digest the sort of animals that they kill and eat. Namely, I don't know, small rodents, birds, things like that, and they'll eat them whole. So basically I'm going to try to get some chicken and some organ meat and blend it up and freeze it into ice cubes or meat cubes, and he's going to get each one defrosted or unfrozen every day. Now that's not going to have everything he needs in it. I have a good quality kibble, dry food, which will contain things like, I don't know, calcium from bones and so on. Other recipes, a really common recipe online for making your own Frankenfood or Frankenprey for a cat is to grind up bones as well, and adding many other things like fish oil and other supplements. That's all well and good. It's complicated and a little expensive, but I think if I'm using ground chicken, ground heart, and liver, I'm getting the low-hanging fruit out of the way, and then I think the dry food can fill in for the rest. So let's see what we have available for us in the market in Thailand. Okay, I've defrosted some meats that I purchased at the market. This is chicken liver. It is about 1/3 of a kilogram, and I paid 25 baht for it. And this is ground chicken meat, and it is again a third of a kilo, and it's been discounted from 38 baht to about 30 baht, and that's about $1. And again, finally, I have some chicken hearts, and they look like they're defrosted. And this is a little under a pound, a little under a half a kilo, and I'm paying 20 bahts for that. So let's see, maybe about $3 worth of meat here, and I'm going to see if I can make that last for 2 weeks for the cat. Let's see how that works. Okay, I'm processing my chicken hearts, trying to mince them up into moderately small pieces. What I'll do is I'll start by cutting the heart in half and then cutting these segments into pieces like this. Previously what I did is I just chucked all these into the blender, but they do not grind up evenly. They're just too big for that, and at least for this blender. And what I wound up doing previously is just using these to add a little texture to his frozen Frankenprey. But I'm going to see if I can blend these hearts after I've chopped them into little pieces, and might make for a more consistent. There he is. He's inspecting. He's waiting for the result. Hello, Fritz. Hello, Fritz. Yep. Hi, buddy. All right, here we go. I've just cut up the hearts into small pieces. Won't note about this, raw meat is what a cat wants to eat. If I cook this, he probably will not eat it. For me, it's got salmonella in it, or I can assume it has salmonella. And cats apparently are not susceptible to salmonella poisoning. So what's good for the cat is not good for me. So when I finish this, I'm going to have to clean up all the utensils and sterilize them. The reason we're using organ meats is that there's nutrients inside the liver and even the heart that are not included in the muscle meat. That's the thighs, leg bone, leg meat, and breast meat that we humans normally eat. And so what I'm doing is I'm transitioning to dropping this stuff in the blender, and of course I've got one hand busy on the camera, and that's going to have to wait. And I did that over the sink so that I wouldn't accidentally drop some food on the floor for the cat. And he's patrolling around waiting for me to make such an error. And I assure you that's not going to happen. So let's see. Get this water bottle out of the way. And this is kind of a test because I haven't tried blending these chopped up hearts to see if they liquefy. Let's see. I had to use two hands to secure that, but here's a pulse. Let's see, just go like that. Oh, the power's not on. Let's see how that's doing. It's still kind of chunky. That might take a this is not a really heavy-duty blender, and I'm anxious about not burning out the motor, but that looks pretty soupy in there right now. I'll take that out, and what I'll do is I'll mix it around a couple times with a fork and try it a few more rounds. That looks really good. Oops. Let's take a look at that. Get up there. And that looks nice and soupy. So I'm going to set that aside and put the liver in there. And there are chicken livers in the blender now. Liver is pretty easy to blend since it's so soft, but there's strings, like veins of some sort in there, and they tend to get wrapped around the blade unit on the bottom of the blender. So if you can cut the liver into parts first, and if you encounter any stringy veiny like things, remove those if you can. But it's pretty straightforward. The liver kind of comes out like a chicken blood milkshake, and in fact, as a treat, sometimes I just use one raw liver and put it out for the cat, and he'll gladly eat it up. I'm going to clean out the rest of that goop from the inside there, then I'll move on. Alright, mise en place, a standard technique for gourmet cuisine. I have two ice cube trays, choosing of course the largest ice cubes I can find. Those are one meal for him, and I will serve one in the morning, one at night. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 2 weeks. And I imagine those are close enough to be equivalent. Anyway, I've got the blended liver, lovely, and I got the blended hearts. It looks kind of like, I don't know, refried beans or something like that. And this is the ground chicken. Now, if you can't find ground chicken, you can always, most butchers will grind it for you. So pick up some inexpensive chicken meat and have it grind it up. So again, we're making I think we're working about 1 total kilo of meat here, and that's going to go into the ice cube trays. So let me dump these into the main bowl and mix them up thoroughly, and I'll move into the ice cube trays. Yeah, and once again I've got the ice cube trays in the sink so that any mess that I make kind of be confined to that area. And I'm going to need 2 hands here, so I'll get right back to you after I finish this. Alright, that looks pretty good. The food's pretty much flat and even in the ice cube trays. And I'm going to slap these in the freezer. And see, there's a little bit of meat and stuff connecting each one, but it's going to be okay. They break away pretty easy after they're frozen. So let's see, I'm going to drop these into the freezer, and real quick here, they came with little covers so that I can keep the other things in the freezer from smelling like dead chickens. And I'm not sure which one goes with which, but I think I'll sort that out. Okay, so the little kitty ice cubes were in the freezer for as much as 2 days, and what happens is they freeze solid. It's a little hard to get them out right now. What I normally do is run water over the backs and defrost them just enough to make them fall out. And I'll put them in a large bag. But let's see if we can get one out just for the cat. So just gonna try one of them out here and put him back in his dish. And what I'll do is just the lowest possible microwave setting, just for a couple of seconds to defrost it. Not much at all. Again, if I do too much, it'll be cooked, and maybe he won't eat it then. So just gonna make the cat happy. Again, I'm spending like 30 baht, about 100 baht for 2 weeks worth of food for the cat. Yeah, that's kind of soft. It's so cold, and softer on one side than the other. Just gonna rinse my fingers off real quickly. And really quickly, to totally spoil the cat, I get some these Japanese katsuoboshi dry fish flakes, and I just sprinkle a couple on top there, and that gets his appetite going. And he's ready for it, isn't he? Come on. Okay, we're gonna put it in the customary place. You're going to tuck into it, aren't you? Okay, so that's how I make the cat food. It's very cheap and very healthy. Okay, thanks for watching.